everybody, it's Lewpac here, back with another hardcore expedition tutorial video. Today, we're going to be taking on Stone Wars. This is going to be following the same rules as all of my other tutorial videos. We're going to be doing it with a pickup group only, no pre-mades, no voice comms. I will be tanking the run, and it will be done on a minimum map level of 7. This one's actually a Stone Wars 8 map, and we're going to get underway straight away. I'm actually spicing it up today. I'm going away from my pole hammer tank for a little bit. I do have it in my bag just in case. I'm going to go back to my old hammer tank build. One hand cative shield for the extra CC. I'm going to be using Thunderfall Lurker Sandwich 0.1 for my first food and see how it goes. Here we see the trash mobs. You've got the wildlings, which are the club guys. They don't hit very hard. I wouldn't be too worried about those guys, but in numbers they can be quite scary. And you've also got the knifelings, who actually hit a lot harder. And the knifelings are generally the first thing you should kill in any pack. And then we come to the first of our bigger mobs, where we see we've got the berserkers. Now I'll show you a little trick with the berserkers. When they hit 25%, they enrage and they spin. However, when they spin in, they have a movement reduction. If you stack another movement reduction on top of this, such as slowing charge, as you can see here, you can actually reduce their movement to pretty much nothing, so they'll remain stationary to be killed. They also do a forwards cleave. They offer moderate damage, and they're medium amount of CC resistance. They can be CC'd, as you'll see when I get my Dread Laden stacks and stun him. It does actually last, you know, a good 5 or 6 seconds of stun time. But they are one of the more CC resistant mobs in this dungeon. So, we've got those guys down. We're going to pull these 3 over here. Look for the Dread Laden stun on all 3. I'll let my AoEers go to town. So the composition we're running Ace Fire with this cloth support Trinity Spear. He's got an 8.3 Masterpiece Trinity Spear, so pretty impressive bit of kit there. We've got a Blazing Staff, as you'll see in almost every hardcore run nowadays for the AoE DPS. We've also got Chell in here. He's the one running the Blazing Staff. And we've got Meskin, who is running a Siege Bow using Armor Pierce. Our healer is a Life Touch healer. Eye of Secrets, again, not a massive fan of Eye of Secrets. I much prefer Mistcaller, but level 8 Stone Wars shouldn't be too much of a problem. This bridge here, if you pull slightly back, you can get the mobs to stack nicely for you. Just going to try and build up some threat on everything. Dodge the cleave here, and just be ready for the big boy to enrage. As soon as he enrages, we're going to... Oh, as soon as he spins, rather, we're going to dash away like this. Pull the next mob. I'm going to stun this just to give my healer a chance to catch up. And yeah, fairly smooth sailing. There's not a lot of skips in this map until the end of the map, but it's a fairly easy map. I rate this as the 4th easiest map, I believe, in my rankings. Actually, the 3rd easiest map. The only easier maps, in my opinion, are Fishy Business and Lumber Lunacy. So if you do get this map, you should be quite happy. You can characterize this map by nice, easy bosses, pretty easy maps as well, and a big skip. The length of the map is moderate, but because the amount that you're able to skip, it's very, very beatable at most levels. The next mob we'll talk about is these axe throwers. They do a big line stun like that. It's like a mini stun and actually quite a lot of damage. So, as always, when tanking these things, point the mobs away from your team. Next, you're going to want to go you can either get this patrol, which I'm going to do now, or you can wait for the patrol to pass and pull the next 2 mobs back on the bridge. Honestly, these guys go down so quick to AoE anyway that I'm not too worried about it. But what I would have done was taunt and pull them back to here. That's how I would have done it if I wanted to skip the patrol, just to demonstrate. We're going to get that Dread Laden up and ready to stun. And as you can see, you know, this rock thrower is going to be stunned for so long. Axe thrower. Using the shield boots for a bit of mitigation there. Taunt this guy off my friend. get another Dread-Laden stun. And this should actually keep him stunned until he dies now. Or near enough that he won't get to enrage. There we go. Right. That's the first checkpoint. What you want to do with these two, you got 2 mobs on the bridge. You actually don't want to attack them straight away. You want to keep going with them. And you want to pull these other 3. Drag them all together. And then begin the CC. And here we'll see a Blazing Staff plus a Siege Bow. Plus a Trinity. Will pretty much destroy them. There's a giant up these steps that you can aggro like this. The giant's the next mob we're going to talk about in this expedition. The giants do a lot of stuns. They have a conal kick, which knocks you back, which you just see there. They have a rock throw, which you'll see here, which is a knockback and stun with moderate damage. And they do a big AoE ground stomp. I'm not sure if this one's going to do it. I don't know if he's playing ball right now. But the reason we kill him is because we need... There you go. There's the AoE ground stomp. We need 3 giants for the quest. And he is actually guarding a chest with 33,000 silver in. So we definitely like to get that. Here, if you just pull this top one, you can actually grab the 2 knifelings and the berserker without getting the axe thrower. As long as you aggro that top knifeling, you can do this like with your body. You can do it with a poison potion. You can even do it with the taunt ability. So there's a few ways to do that. Oh, that's a bit of an annoyance. Got stuck on the spin there. Didn't use my dash because I was busy talking. It doesn't seem like a big deal because the mobs are fairly easy. But if you're running a level 10 or 11 map, like little things like that really will save the day. We'll try and grab these knifelings as well. Stun everything together so the boys can finish it off. And the mobs here giving reasonable fame, decent fame credits, decent silver. The run looks smooth so far as we come up to the first mini-boss area. Here we've got, again, a body pull here means we can get an axe thrower and a knifeling. I did accidentally add the next one, which is a shame. So I'm going to do what I can to turn them away from my friends. I'm going to block here to give my healer a little bit of space to carry on. I'm going to taunt this guy. Oh, chilling. Just had aggro a little bit too long there, unfortunately. Stun them both. Level up my night boots really quick. 74, progressing. Oh, look, this isn't a max character, by the way, that I tank with. It's still a work in progress, leveling terms. My guardian armor is maxed, though. My hammer's about 70. My soldier helm and my boots are in the 70s. So, you know, he's getting there, tank-wise. You want to nip down here. You want to grab this solo knifeling. And as you can see, you've got the boss, an axe thrower, and 2 knifelings. So, quite a tricky early pull. The boss is basically a souped-up axe thrower. As with a lot of mini-bosses, you know, they're often a ramped-up version of a mob you've already seen. Okay, we're going to use block now for a bit of mitigation. So the axe thrower does the line stun, which will pretty much, at this level, pretty much insta-kill anyone in your party, except the tank. Does a lot of auto attack damage, to be fair, and has an enrage mechanic. So be wary of this. Like many mini-bosses, though, this Axe Maiden can be CC'd and does get affected quite a lot of it. And we just want to... Here comes the enrage. So we're going to pop a resist pot now because look at that. Even through the resist pot, that auto attack did 1/4 of my HP. Get her down, no problems, though. Move on to the next area. We've got a standard wildling and a giant in this next area. Poisons really, really help bring the giants down in time. Now, you only need 3 giants for this map to complete. So technically, the giant that we pulled up here is optional. However, by pulling him, it means that if the run goes drastically wrong later on, it means that we can still have the option to skip the last room if we want. But we're on a good pace. 10 minutes remaining, or 10 minutes 20. Onto this moderate size pull. 2 wildlings, berserker, and a giant. Just try and generate some ag. Wait for it to all come together, and then stun the lot. Obviously, the one-handed hammer is slightly different. It means that I have to be in the middle of everything to get my stuns. Oh, I'm going to block here just to give my healer a chance to recover. Took a little bit more than I needed to. I'm going to stun both. I'll taunt the giant to keep him under control. My team's not really bringing me this energy, though. I'm kind of low on energy quite a lot here. We'll slow him down so that the spin doesn't hit anybody. And then I'm going to show you a cheeky little pull for this next room. This next pull, basically the purpose of it is to bring together some of the knifelings from the next room with the knifeling that's on the bridge and AoE them down. It thins out the pulls in the next room, and basically you're going to be pulling the next knifeling anyway. So if you nip into here, you can pull these 3 on top. You wait till they've crossed the bridge. You grab this knifeling. You want to block the damage until they come together. You go in and then you stun them. And then your AoE DPS takes care of the rest. That way, instead of fighting 1 knifeling and moving on, you actually take down 4. And, I mean, that probably saves you a few seconds on the next run. The next mob, which we haven't encountered yet, is the druids. You can see they do a triple lightning strike, which pretty much will give anybody. They do an uninterruptible lightning field, which just moves around like that. All of their abilities are slowing, including their auto attack. They do quite a lot of damage, so don't take those druids lightly. You know, 1 failed dodge on those druids can absolutely wipe your party. Nice work there. You see there, the ranged DPS went to this cliff edge and pulled the wildlings down to thin out the next room. We have a small window here to skip past this berserker. Will my guys get through? Yes, we will. And we can get onto this druid. These guys, the druids have low HP, low armor, low resistance. So they're very susceptible to stuns. But they are uninterruptible when they're casting lightning field. So if you're using a CC build like mine, just be wary. You get a feel for when they're going to cast lightning and try to avoid it landing on you at the same time. I'm going to pull all of this room together if possible. And then stun them all. Get the siege bows coming down, the blazings coming down. That should take care of the trash mobs. And just leave me with the giant soon. Love the attack speed of the hammer when I'm in the Trinity Spear Aura as well. It's so good. The next pull is actually horrific because you got to fight a druid and a berserker on this tiny little bridge. So what I'm actually going to do is taunt them and bring them back to my squad so that we can fight them out in the open. Fighting them on the bridge is very, very unwise. I'm going to wait till he's cast his lightning field and then stun both. You will always kill druids first because they hit harder, they've got less HP. It just makes a lot of sense to kill them. And then you can move on to the berserker. I'm going to hit him with a stun. If he spins, I'm ready to dash and stop him from moving like this. And then my squad can just finish him off. Now comes the last room. Now this is a bit of a weird one, this room. Like, a lot of people like to just skip it by dying or using Spectre shoes. It's actually quite easy to nip through if you're on point. I've never got it perfect. That's the problem. I've always struggled with this room, but that was pretty clean. Onto the left side, we're going to kill these 2. We might add the druid here if we're not careful. But I think we should be okay. I taunt this guy back. Got my dash ready as well. Stun them here. He's going to do his spin, but I'm going to dash away, so he's going to be stationary. Oh, better block that. We're gonna probably have to pull this guy. We can't slip up past this one, so we're going to come up here. I'm going to bring this guy to the top of the stairs with us. And we actually skipped that room pretty cleanly. I'm pretty pleased because I am recording this live, doing the commentary live. So it's nice to get one to just work like that. Next up, he's going to do his spin very shortly, so I'm going to have to slow him for these guys. Otherwise, they're going to die. Right. And we can start to gather up the little mobs. 5 minutes remaining. This is a very clean run so far. No deaths. 5 minutes to the boss room at level 8. So, yeah, pretty pleased with how this is turning out. Seems like the team is pretty good as well, which always helps. Made a good 150k fame credits on top of the fame. We're going to grab this guy. And then we'll be switching to our standard boss tanking build, which means we'll swap out the one-hand hammer and we'll swap to the incubus. As I've said in previous videos, the reason for this is the main bosses of hardcore expeditions, minus a few exceptions, can't be CC'd with stuns. However, the incubus shrinking curse does go through their CC immunity and full duration. So it's just really, really good to do. So what we do is we grab the boss here. And we're going to pull him into this corner and shrink him, ready for the DPSs to do their thing. Get myself a bit of shield boot charge. Now, the one to watch out for, he has a cleave. He does lightning strikes. But that there, he basically does a charge, which drops aggro. You'll see this because it's a white cast bar that shows that it's coming. Oh, better just block there. Yeah, there's a white cast bar to show that it's coming. He drops aggro from the tank and he charges someone else. So you need to be ready to taunt him straight back. The best thing you can do, though, is actually let him reach his target and then taunt him back. Because that's a lot of time that he's not hitting anyone else. He does these lightning fields. Once you've got too many lightning fields in one place, I would say move him to the other side of the room so that your team has space to operate. He does lightning strikes that don't leave a field as well. And once he gets to 25%, he enrages and he starts to spin. At this point, you're going to start using snare charge and stuff like that to run away from him. In between, you want to keep him in the corner. Here we can shrink him. He's about to spin though, so we're going to run away and block. And yeah, not the cleanest takedown because I was trying to do a commentary in the meantime, but there you go. Bam, 30k fame, 47k silver, and a few extras. What we are going to do though is go down, pull a few more mobs and grab the chest. There's another chest which is worth an easy 40k silver, so there's absolutely no reason not to get it, to be honest. So we'll have a little run through here. Completed that with 3 minutes remaining, and that's without any skipping. Oh, and we got a Lumber Lunacy level 9 map, which is a very, very nice map. The second easiest map to get. I think whoa, 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 healer. You better not have switched off here because I do not want to be losing my level 9 map, bro. Build those Dread Ladens. I've noticed this actually. I've seen it so many times where you finish a map and you move on to the chest and suddenly your group gets that little bit worse. They just kind of disengage brain mode, you know? Go on to autopilot. But if you die, you can lose the map, so it's worth staying focused, keeping your basics solid, getting those dread-laden stuns. That's so much fame in here. Level 8 in hardcores is the minimum I tend to do, because that's where the fame starts to get good as well. They become worthwhile, and we've pretty much cleared every mob in here. So I will clear this room for fame, but there's not really a lot to go back to after this, in all honesty. This is more or less the end point. We'll try and taunt a few things. We'll shield everybody up for some threat. That was my bad. I didn't point the mob away. And now you see from that chest we should get a nice 33k fame. Gotta do this pull as well because it's a nice big AoE one. Slow them all down. Oh, have to block that rather than get lightninged here. So we're actually coming up to the 20-minute mark. In theory, we could have full cleared. And I have done that before with like level 6 and 7s. Often I will actually just full clear the map, because I know I can beat it in time if I've got a competent group. So if I trust my group, I won't skip anything. I'll just clear everything to save myself going back for the fame. Pretty solid run though. Pleased with that. Didn't die once. Made some silver. Got the bonus map, got all the treasure, and made a sweet video for you guys to watch. As always, guys, if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget You can like and subscribe it and leave a comment below. Let me know what video you want to see next. If there's any specific maps you want to see run, or if there's any topics you want me to cover, just let me know. Thank you for watching, guys. My name's Lewpac, and I'll see you next time.